Hey guys, welcome back to day number 5 of the booty challenge, day number 5 of the hourglass challenge. If it is your first time in my channel, please don't forget to hit on the subscription button and go through my playlist because we started from day number 1 and today we are in day number 5. Okay, this is actually a 14-day challenge and 7 videos. 7 videos which you can repeat as much as you can. You can repeat them twice, you can repeat them 3 times, you can repeat them as many as you can in order for you to get a flat stomach, small hips, and a pumpkin glute. Okay, on the first exercise that we started with is a hip abduction with a toe touch. So in this exercise we try to target both the glute and the ab. So what I did was I opened up twice and then I tapped once, and then I opened up another twice, then I switched legs and tapped once. Exercise is actually the adduction toe touch variation, similar to the first adduction variation. As this time you just open up twice, then you alternate the touch. So you open up twice, then you alternate the touch. Exercise that I did was the fire hydrant. As you know that I love the fire hydrant because I feel like the fire hydrant is a good morning and it wakes up the glutes so well. But this time my fire hydrant was actually very different from what I always do. I tried to heat it out as much as I can, and then I hold a little bit and I just pump it out as much as I can, then I hold up a little bit. So once it just hurt, then I can hold, and then I just pump it out again, then I hold, then you alternate the leg. What you do on one leg, then you do it on the other leg. the side crunch plus the gland shell. This exercise is a little bit complicated, so you need to listen very well. All I did was, first of all, I needed to crunch on the side. Okay, I had to position myself in the way that one of my legs is actually flat while the other one is actually crunching. So the other one is actually meeting up with my arm, and my arm is coming all above my head, and then it's actually trying to meet up with my leg. And immediately when I finish up with the side crunch, then I had to switch to the gland shell. The thing with the gland shell is that you also need to make sure that your mind and your muscles are actually connected. It's all about the mind and the muscle connection. You need to think about the right thing. You need to think about the right muscle in order for you to target the right muscle. The gland shell is actually very good, but you need to focus when you're doing it. You need to tell your mind the right message so that it's actually connected to the glute. Next exercise, what I did was a donkey kick hold. Instead of doing the normal donkey kick that we know is you kick and then you come down, you kick, you come down, I just kicked it once and then I held it for as long as I can. So once I finished the hold on one leg, then I just alternated to the next leg, then I did the same thing over and over again. I actually feel like if you could count in your head, I think I counted about 20, and then I drop it down, then I count again 20 on the other leg, then I drop it down. A crunch with toe tap. So what I did was I crunched all the way from the floor, then I came up at a certain level, then I tapped it twice. I alternated the tap, then I came down again, crunched it all the way from the floor. My arm came all above from my head, then I came up, then I crunched it, then I tapped twice, alternated the tap. So the next exercise is actually the plank jacks plus a kick. So it's actually just the basic plank jacks that we know. So you open up your legs, and once your leg meets up in the middle, then you do the kick. Okay, you kick as high as you can. You don't have to limit yourself, guys. You kick as further as your leg can go. Like, you open up, once you're back in the middle, you kick both legs. You start with one, then you do the next one, but kick as higher as you can. And if you have made it to this level, congratulations to you, because we are almost there. We're almost there, about to finish up. So the next exercise was actually the mountain climb plus a kick. So what you do is you do the normal mountain climb, the basic mountain climb that you know, but climb as fast as you can, climb as much as you can, and then climb as quick as you can. Okay, once you finish up the climb, then you can actually just kick. And then the kick, I counted 10 times. I kicked and I alternated the leg while I was actually kicking. I counted 1, 2, then to 10. As I was doing it, I was actually changing the legs, and then I went back to my mountain climb. I ran as much as I can, then I hold it, then I did a kick. The alternated leg tab. This exercise was all about how I position myself. As you can see that my upper body was not as low as possible, and it was also not as high as possible. I managed to reach out a certain height and a certain balance so that I'll be able to do the workout, and so that the power should come from the core. I wanted the whole power to come from the core and nowhere else. This exercise targeted both the core and also targeted the glute, the lower glute actually. As I was like trying to push up my legs up and down with the band today, it was very good because it gave me a great resistance, so that it should also be able to target the glute at the same time with the core. Immediately after the leg tap, then we had the alternative glute bridge. As you know, I love the alternative glute bridge because I always do it in most of my workout. I just feel like this actually isolates the glute and gives you time so that you can actually do each of the leg at a specific way, or like target each of them individually. So this is whatever you do on one leg, you have to do it on the next leg, so you have to count. If you do 20 on one leg, so you have to do 20 on the next leg. And don't forget, is when you reach on top, you have to squeeze. It's all about squeezing. Glute is all about squeezing, and it's also all about the mind and muscle connection. Tell your mind the right thing, and your muscle will be able to listen to you, and you'll be able to target the right thing. Once you do it on one leg, then you can do it on the next leg. Don't forget to count, because you don't want your glute to look like it's not balanced. The standing cross crunch. With this exercise, you probably need to be standing up. It's just like any other crunch that we know, but the only difference is this time you have to stand up, and you have to make sure, if you're starting with your right hand leg, then your right hand leg needs to come up and meet up your left hand elbow. Okay, you need to be able to switch both of them up, and then you count. I counted 15 times before I actually switched to the next leg. And then when I was on my left hand leg, then I had to make sure that my left hand leg was actually meeting up with my right hand elbow. And then I had to do that in a way that as I am like trying to bring my leg up and also bring my elbows up, I did it in a way that I came up with power so that it'll be able to target up my side. Cool. Okay, the plank tap. The thing with this exercise was the way I positioned myself. I had a high plank, and also the other thing that I did was I had a band just on top of my knees. Okay, this was in order for it to target up my side glute. I was actually aiming at targeting up my side glute at the same time with the plank, as I was also aiming at targeting up my stomach. Okay, because the way I positioned myself, I made sure like I limited movement. My movement from my upper body was actually not as much as possible. I focused on holding myself up and actually just getting out the movement from the lower part of my body. The last exercise was the invisible rope pull. Okay, you have to position yourself in a way that your body it's balanced out. It's not as low as possible, and it's also not as high as possible. You need to balance yourself right in the middle of it, and you need to imagine that you are pulling out something. As you are pulling out it, you need to make sure that the power comes from your core. Your core needs to be able to aim at everything while you're almost doing the movement of trying to pull up, and you need to connect, and you need to think about the right thing. You need to think, you need to imagine that you're actually seeing the rope, and you need to tell your muscle that exactly what you're seeing and that's what you're trying to do, and this is actually gonna hurt. This was the burner and was the last one of this workout. Hopefully you enjoyed it.